Yeah, it's amazing how once you start the season, how these games go so fast. Here we are. It's already Tuesday. Um, and we're getting ready to go play UTEP. It's so much time, so much preparation goes into things, and then all of a sudden you start playing these games, and they rattle by pretty quickly. But we're going down there. Obviously, Clayton Mitchum will be the quarterback. I'm sure that'll be the topic of discussion. It'll be his first game, certainly in that environment. And, we're kind of anxious. I'm kind of anxious to see. We know they're going to be a man pressure, up in your face kind of team. It'll be a good challenge for us. Defensively, as you guys know, it's been a hard preparation from the standpoint of just exactly what they'll do. But I don't think that's all bad, because it's forced us. We have changed our scheme since last year, and it's really forced us to prepare for the season, which is what we've tried to do with this. It's the next step for us, and it's a chance to go play away from home and try to win a game. So with that said, you guys, let's just get right to the questions. Anybody? Rick?
You don't have any film that shows what they're going to do this year.
Yeah.
There is someone available. They have a lot of players returning. Does it help at all to look at that tendencies?
Yeah, we've done that a little bit. Certainly the quarterback. He played last year for Texas A&M. He played against Sam Houston. He played against SMU. Obviously, it's a completely different scheme. But we know he's really talented. We know they're excited about him. The tailback started last year and played. Really a good player. The wide receiver started and played last year. Now they've got a couple big tight ends. But, more than that, again, it's just trying to look schematically with the style they're going to be. I think we're going to play back-to-back weeks, UTEP and Pitt, that are really pro-style offenses. At least we anticipate it being pro-style offenses. The quarterback under center in the run game, utilizing tight ends, utilizing fullbacks. And the good thing, if you look back, not only our offense forces you to prepare for a lot of things, but UTSA did. I don't know that we've played a team in recent memory that I can remember that did as many things as UTSA did on offense and did it very well. So, it's a concern. I do think it's an advantage for them that they're sitting there watching us, knowing exactly what we do, and we don't know exactly what they'll do. But I don't think it's a major advantage for them. Or put it this way, it's not a major disadvantage for us because we're preparing for the long haul with this scheme on both sides of the ball. And at some point, there is a comfort in knowing your scheme is your scheme, and your scheme can adjust to, and your rules apply to whatever they can do. So, probably for the first time since I've been here, I do feel like defensively our scheme is starting to be what our scheme will be. I've talked about that a lot in the offseason. Offense, defense, kicking game, we are what we're going to be. And now we're going to build and play better and execute better. And, you look back, you really look at the UTSA game, it was pretty clean. We didn't have a turnover in the game. We ended up with one penalty, although they turned a couple penalties down. We played probably better defense than we've played for the course of a game against a good offense. We just didn't do it well enough. We got physically, the physicality of it, the maturity of it. But really, if you compare it to last year, it may be in as complete a game as we've played, which the reality hits you that you just have to do it better. And you have to get more mature and you have to get more physical to go win a game. And that's where we are. We have to match their intensity. We have to match their physicality. And then we've got to go play. And that's the piece that now, with things in place schematically, now the emphasis is on playing better and getting stronger and getting more physical and more explosive and making the plays when they're there. But getting back to your question, I'm not as concerned nearly as if I would have been a year ago going into a game not knowing exactly what they're going to do. I just feel philosophically and schematically we're farther along than we were a year ago.
Coach, how long do you guys expect Coach
Hope to have him back for Pitt. Again, those are day-to-day situations. It's really out of my hands, as it should be out of my hands, as all injuries should be out of my hands. So we'll wait and see. But the early prognosis is we should have him back for Pittsburgh.
Coach, are you at liberty to say that has he had an MRI on his brain yet?
No, I don't think so. No. They just and you can talk. We can get Bob Waller up here. You can talk to the doctors. They're a lot more better versed than I am in that. No, that's not the case. It's more on just symptoms. It's symptomatic things. Yesterday he had a little bit more of a reaction just to the brightness, bright lights, bright sunshine, than he did on Sunday, which is sometimes the case. So we sent him home yesterday. We didn't even have him in meetings. But they really just do that on symptoms.
What does Mitchum bring, and what are his limitations?
I think you could see, if you stood out there in pregame Saturday and watched us, or you guys that have watched us practice, it jumps out at you pretty quick that Clayton Mitchum is a very talented guy. He throws the ball quickly, gets rid of the ball quickly. He has good velocity. He's smooth. He's fast, but he's smooth, which is a good combination. He's got all the skills. He just lacks experience. He's probably what we are. Even Cole. You think of Cole out there Saturday night, and then you look on that other side, and there's a fifth-year guy over there for the other team that started 22 games. That's what it is. That's what we are. And it's the same thing Clayton Mitchum is. We haven't played a lot. But as far as skills, he's got skills now.
You have to make many adjustments with Clayton?
No. We've, the fortunate thing, we had him in the spring, as we had Cole last spring. Clayton's played a lot more football at the college level, obviously, than Cole did, because he was very successful at Northeast Oklahoma. And that's pretty good junior college football, and they had a lot of success. He was a little bit more of a thrower and a double read, not a triple read kind of option guy. But no, we've got the exact same scheme going in. And you know what? That's what we are. That's what we're going to be. We just have to take advantages when plays are there and make them, and we got to play better.
Coach, is there any way to not expose your quarterback to so many hits in your offense?
Not really. We made a tape. We sent a tape to the Mountain West Conference, which also sent a tape to Conference USA on some things that we thought were, questionable. But no, there really isn't, and that's the thing about concussions, that they happen in every sport. They happen to every position. They happen in a multitude of different ways. But, our quarterback in our offense, that's what it is. That's what it is. And you know what? You look at UTSA, they had a running quarterback as well. And he took some shots, and he made some plays. I mean, that game came down to him making plays, running the football. So, that's the reality of what it is when your quarterback takes off and runs. And, same thing you're seeing in the NFL now. The trade-off schematically, it's such a big part of it. But there's a risk. There's a risk anytime he takes off and runs with that ball. And there's times he doesn't have the ball, where he gets hit, where he's up in the fray. And that happened to Cole a couple times Saturday night.
Coach, you talked about running the football after the game. After you looked at the tape, did you see anything else that you guys might want to try?
No, we looked at the tape to nausea. We had, the good thing, we had the players. Yesterday, I guess, was what's yesterday? Labor Day. Well, it wasn't Labor Day for anybody in the football, department, whether you're a player or a coach. In fact, I didn't even know that holiday existed, to be honest. But the good part is we had the players, because there were no classes yesterday. So we had the players in at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, obviously, Sunday all day we spent on it. No, it really was. It was pretty clean on offense. It just wasn't powerful enough. It wasn't physical enough in the run game. We missed some blocks. The tight end position hurt us. I'm not sure we realized how significant not only losing Lucas Reed and Chris Byron, but then we lose our only 255-pound tight end, Chris Rebon, in camp. So now it's Aho, who's a heck of a player, but he's an H-back 220-pound guy. It's Reese White, who's a good player. He's a 215-pound guy. And then it's Chris Edling, who's a freshman. So we lost some oomph right there at that tight end position, and that hurt us. That bit us. And then, you know, we didn't get whipped in there, but we missed some blocks at critical times. And Casey, quite honestly, was looking for the cutback every time, you know, because he's had so much success on the cutback. There were some chances Casey could have just hit that thing, you know. So it wasn't assignments. It wasn't that it wasn't clean. We just played a team that was every bit as good as we were, maybe a little bit better, who could execute longer than we did. You know, we were up 13-0. It was 13-7. They kind of had momentum. It was 14-13. They had the ball on the 1-yard line, took it 99 yards. The kid made some plays. We played probably better than we played last year. We just played somebody who was just as good, if not better than us, that was more mature, that found a way to finish it. You know, it's the truth. And now we go this week, you know, don't underestimate UTSA now. They're a good team. And the best thing they do is they execute and they make zero mistakes. And they've got a quarterback. And we're still in the phase when we play that kind of team, are we good enough yet to do it? Are we good enough to do it? Now, how many games have we played? What, 7 of the last 8 that we've lost? We've had the ball the last series of the game, including last week, to go win it. Well, we got to get good enough to win it. Now, how fast can that happen? I don't know. But we're building. It's going to be the same guys. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And eventually, hopefully, we're mature enough and we're physical enough to go do it against a good team. Not a team that's going to self-destruct. A good team to go win the game. Right? That's where we are. We've beat some teams that weren't good enough, that self-destructed, and we beat those teams. But to beat a team that doesn't self-destruct, that's what this whole process is. You know, you watch us, we're clean. We look well coached. We do the right things. We got to go do it now. And that's what this whole process is about. So in a lot of ways, I'm comfortable. I'm pretty excited. We just have to get better. And I'm not patient, and losing's hard. And that's the truth of it. It's hard to lose.
Coach, how do quarters play?
Who?
Your corners?
Played pretty good. You know, to be quite honest, you know, the first play on the last drive where they take it 99, you know, Tim Foley went in the game, and they threw the out, and he missed the tackle, and the kid went 16 yards on the first play. That hurt us. That hurt us. Tim knows that. We know that. You look back, Saquon Edwards played pretty darn good for a guy that's first game at corner. Cranston Jones played really good. Isaiah Brown played pretty good. Jaden Boatwright will play this week. He's a talented guy that should have played last week. Guthrie played good at safety. I thought Dante Caro for his first game played pretty good. Santos played pretty good. There's a lot of positive things in there, you know, particularly our secondary. You know, they'll get tested more because I think UTEP, their receiver, is big and tall and really fast. And Pitt coming up the next week, we've watched them already, and we know they're big and tall and pretty fast. But it was better than it had been all last year, to be quite honest. Now, you know, that's my assessment of it. I felt better about it yesterday than I felt all last year with just our second. Yeah, he's okay. I mean, you saw him on that play. You know, first of all, on their first fumble, Santos, they tried to crack him. He came flying up in there and hit that at line of scrimmage. Then they threw the screen out there, and he came over and cracked that kid on the sideline now, cracked him. And that's where he hurt his shoulder a little bit. So we saw some things out of Santos. We saw some things out of Guthrie that we haven't seen. So it was positive.
Coach, on Edwards, since that was his first Division I game as a quarterback, making that transition from wide receiver to defensive back, how do you rate that? It was quite a transition.
Yeah, you know, he made some mistakes, and he's going to make some mistakes. I mean, there's going to be some things that come up that he hasn't seen before that you say, oh, you know, did that just happen kind of moment. But, yeah, he's talented. I mean, Saquon Edwards is talented, Cranston Jones. And, you know, we're making some progress.
Coach, do you have a philosophy of when a starter is injured and the backup comes in and does well? Does that open up the spot once again, or is it, you know, the injured player comes back and the starter?
No, it's whoever gives us the best chance to win. You know, I'm not going to I don't in our coach's manual have this philosophy that says, you know what, if that guy was a starter and somebody came in and played, he should regain the spot because he got hurt. Who's the best guy? How does that help us in this game we're trying to win or this play we're trying to execute? Yeah.
You going to use Crusoe more? You talked a little bit about
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, you evaluate everything. And the first thing I told our team yesterday, you know, there was a couple things I was really disappointed about. We didn't finish that game. We had that game 13-0, 13-7, 14-13 1 yard. We couldn't finish that game in our own stadium. That's disappointing. You know, I take responsibility for that. The second thing I was disappointed we didn't play more guys. You know, we wanted to play more. I think the tailback position's a great example. In no way should Casey play 61 plays in that game. You know, you get a little bit in there where you're so tight and you're so afraid that somebody's going to make a mistake, you don't put the next guy in. And I fought that all through our coaching career. I think every coach fights that. You know, no way should Dante Caro play 60 snaps at free safety. I mean, we've got some guys behind him that are pretty good players that deserve to play. Branch, Tabana. No way should Bundy play 60 plays. No way should Carlos Wiggins play 60 plays. I don't care how young they are. The next guys, I don't care how inexperienced they are, we have to get more guys in the game. And I felt like we made a mistake as coaches with that. I understand why, because we don't want a mistake to happen, and the game's so close and we have no margin for error, but we have to bite the bullet, get young guys in, just to build this program. We have to do it. You know, I think just the same example, we have to throw it. We have to throw it, you know, and we did throw it. We just didn't complete the big throws when we had chances. But for us to ever win those games we're talking about against the good teams, we got to be balanced and we have to throw it. So I think the same thing with playing young guys. And you'll see some more, I think, true freshmen play this week. And let's go.
All through fall camp, I'm not sure I saw Justice miss.
Yeah.
Field goal.
Unbelievable. Yeah. 42-yard field goal, middle of the field. Great operation, great protection. He scuffed the turf. You know, you see the rubber particles come up. He just scuffed it like we've done 100 times out there when we stand over that pitching wedge, you know, and all of a sudden you just, you know, just scuff it. He scuffed it. And it was a shame because we go ahead right there. You know, we go ahead right there in the game. But, you know, that's what it is.
That can get into a kicker's head. You don't expect that from him.
Nah, we showed it. You know, the first thing I did yesterday morning was take in front of the whole team and the whole staff all the things that I thought we would do better that we didn't do, and went right down through it with 115 kids and 25 coaches sitting in there. And that was one of the things that we put up there. Just we expected to make that field goal and we didn't. So I think starting with being accountable is the first thing. And we did that with everything, whether it was a coach's decision or how a player played, and put it out there. Tell the truth Monday, right? That's what you call them. Tell the truth, what happened.
Coach, did you see something in film that made you go for the two-point conversion for the first time?
You know what?
Right away?
No. You know, we have to be, again, a pain in the rear end in all phases of the game. I think that even though we didn't make it, I probably wish, you know, we've got a couple different combinations of things we do. We probably should have done something that gave us another option in case they didn't overshift enough. But I think it sets the stage for the next phase of it. I just think in every phase we need to be a pain in the rear end, cause people to prepare for things. I'm like you know, the whole game I'm sitting there saying that's going to come back and bite us. That's going to come back and bite us. That didn't end up being the issue, but, you know, no question you second guess yourself for doing it. But, you know what, it's out there, it's on film, and we do have a whole other package that people are going to have to prepare for out of it. Kid made a heck of a play, too. I mean, he really did. He kind of fell into it, but he made a pretty good play.
Is the UTEP series something you want to continue long term?
Yeah, it's fine with me. You know, I mean, we're coming down there. I guess they put us in the sunshine now, which is something I read where they changed sidelines, so we're in the sunshine. We agreed to wear our home jerseys down there because I guess they want to wear white because they think it's a little more comfortable than the white jerseys. That's fine. Whatever they want to do. We want to make sure they're comfortable, and we'll let's go play. Let's go play.
Who's your third quarterback?
I'd say Lamar Jordan right now. You know, we're going to go with obviously Clayton. David Vega will be number 2. I'll tell you what, David Vega's confident enough. I mean, he doesn't lack confidence. I mean, I hope, you know, we may find out, you know, and then I think Lamar Jordan would be 3. Hopefully we don't have to play Lamar. Quentin McCown, we'd like to redshirt. We'd like to redshirt the other 2 freshman quarterbacks as well, you know.
So is there any way to know when a quarterback is ready? You got the quarterback, he's ready, you just have to throw him out there.
You know, those intangibles with the quarterbacks. You know, I was talking to Bob Davie about the Sosa kid from UTSA. He wasn't very highly recruited. You know, he went to Texas State out of high school, stayed there a little bit, then transferred to UTSA. He's had 3 years of football with that staff and practicing 1 year, not playing. All of a sudden, he's as good as most Mountain West Conference quarterbacks. That kid's a good player. He wasn't recruited at all. It's the intangible things, how quickly he gets rid of the ball, how quick decisions he makes, how competitive he is. That's the thing about that position. You know, you don't know. Like Clayton Mitchum, I think he's really good. I've been around a lot of quarterbacks. Just talent level, Clayton Mitchum out on that field is good. We'll find out now. We'll find out if he is the guy. You know, and that's where we are. I mean, you recruit those guys, and then at some point they have to play, and some of them have the magic. And you better find a guy that has some magic, right? I mean, that's what it is. That's what this game is, and you find out, you know. So I don't think it's just talent. It's when they get under center and the moxie they have and the coachability and the swagger, that whole thing. But you better have one.
What's the health of Chase Clayton?
Chase Clayton's out. We'll probably, hopefully get him back UNLV. He was out there running around last night. You heard his PCL on the ball he downed inside the 1 yard line. I'll tell you this, as long as I've coached, I've not seen a more impressive punt with a new snapper, punt coverage down in the ball inside the 1, pooch punt, long punt. That was a heck of a performance. If there's one positive, you know, there were a few positives, but our punt team and punter was about as good as I saw the other night. That was impressive. Okay? All right, guys.